Hey there YouTube, this is TR Bailey coming at you with a hero discussion today. We're going to be talking about why I think Heroes is one of the best decks to play right now and why it's going to be the best deck to play come September. So right now we're going to talk about the matchups that it has with the top decks. Against Dino Rabbits, Windups and Inzektor's, Chaos Dragons, and even against the Mirror Match. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that, and then we're going to get into my sideboard and how we plan on making that our matchups even better comparatively. These 6 cards make it very easy, or is what makes it so versatile against the entire meta. You have Skill Drain and Barbaros. Skill Drain locks all of the top decks by itself, and then against Chaos Dragons and against Dino Rabbit you have a 3000 beater to top it off. Barbaros is very important, especially in the Chaos Dragon matchup, because Chaos Dragons suffer because they can't get over him except with BLS. It becomes a problem. Hero Blast, very bad against Chaos Dragons. This gets sided out, but it ends Windups and Inzektor's turns. It doesn't just kill a dude, it ends their turn. And also against the Mirror Match, it does wonders as well. Against the Mirror Match, this does pretty good also. If you get your Skill Drain out first or whatever, if you have the 3000 beater. Mirror Match, this does good. Alias and Alias, boom. Spark ends Windup and Inzektor's turns, helps you control the board against Dino Rabbit. This one kills this guy also kills Dino Rabbits because it kills their materials before they're able to overlay for a Logia or a Dolka. Thunder King is pretty good against the matchup because it stops them from using their E-Calls and their Rotas. So as long as you have your stuff out first, this is pretty good. Thunder King also beats Chaos Dragons. Doesn't beat it by itself because there's still a lot of plays that it can make, but it really hurts Dino Rabbits even more than it hurts Chaos Dragons. And then Alias is the food for the Spark and the Gemini Spark. And I mean that's the obvious part. In the Mirror Match, it's a little hectic, but these cards are what's going to win you that matchup usually. It's going to be whoever gets those first. Obviously, the Super Polys as well is pretty good. Also against Chaos Dragons, Absolute Zero is a must. Absolute Zero wins games. A ruling with him in Light Pulsar. Let's say I have an Absolute Zero and they have a Light Pulsar, and I'll attack into the Light Pulsar, and they both go to the graveyard. The effect of Light Pulsar to special summon a monster would resolve before Zero's effect to blow up the field. So they would say summon Red Eyes Darkness, and then Zero would say blow him up. So Zero is a must. Zero is amazing against that deck. So now let's talk about the weaknesses of the deck. So one of the biggest weaknesses is the Chaos Dragon matchup. It's a very difficult matchup. You can win it. If you go first, it's very easy to win that matchup, especially if you get your traps, like your various traps, like your Bottomlesses and your Deep Prisons and stuff. The problem against Chaos Dragon is just that they can use all your traps and still have a big dude on the board at the end of the third turn. They could use 6 cards and you'd be like, what happened? And they have a big beat stick that you can't get over. That's a problem that is actually presented in Chaos Dragons anytime you play it with any deck. Then you have Dark Worlds. Dark Worlds is a pretty tough matchup. You can win that. It's literally a chess game. It's a total chess game against Dark Worlds because Dark Worlds don't really like to see Heroes, but Heroes definitely don't like to see Dark Worlds. Luckily, that's not one of the big meta decks right now, so you're not going to see a lot of that. The 3 cards that I worry the most about when I'm playing is Ryko, Snowman Eater, and Royal Decree. Royal Decree causes issues because it's a way to stop your Skill Drain without MSTing it, without doing things that really would hurt your deck. Royal Decree shuts down your entire stoppage. Remember that my build has 15 traps, so a Royal Decree is a huge issue for me. Also, Ryko and Snowman Eater. Ryko and Snowman Eater, especially Snowman Eater. Snowman Eater, you run into it with the Alias, your Alias dies and they still have a guy. Ryko's a problem too because you don't want them to be able to mill 3 cards and kill your guy and then go into their turn and just wreck you. So that's why you would side Forbidden Chalice, which we'll get into that side deck right now. So for my side deck, I side 2 Shadow Imprisoning. This is obvious. This is for Inzektors. I don't side this in against Chaos Dragons. It really doesn't help. I know you'd think it would, but it really doesn't. Light Imprisoning does better. It wrecks Chaos Dragons, but I don't play Light Imprisoning, at least not right now. Soul Taker. Soul Taker's really good. This is for the mirror match, and it's also for Chaos Dragons, because it makes Shining and Light Pulsar miss timing. Forbidden Chalice. This is how you beat the Snowman Eaters and the Raikos. You do it during damage step because their card's flipped, and you say, okay, damage step Forbidden Chalice. So that's how you get around. Also Spirit Reapers and Gel Duos and stuff of that nature as well. Also, if this card's just simply set, you could use it against wind-ups. You could also, if someone declares an attack on your King Barbaros, you could flip it. He'll be 3,400. Doubt they're gonna have something that gets over that. MSTs. I side these in against Dino Rabbits, or not Dino Rabbits. I'm sorry, Chaos Dragons, because of Future Fusion, but mostly because they side in Decree, or if they main it. Usually it's the Game 3 card against Chaos Dragons, because I know they'll have Decree. Also, it's good against the mirror match. It's good against certain decks that you need to MST cards, such as Gravekeepers. You see those decks are being played a little bit more prominently right now. Super Polymerization. Super Polymerization is great. I sided in against windups, sided in against heroes, sided in against Chaos Dragons. I sided in against just about any deck that I would play in the top besides Inzectors. This is also a function to make Light Pulsar miss timing. Super Poly makes Light Pulsar miss timing, gets you a Shining. I mean, what's a better deal than that? And then for the hand traps I play DD Crow and 2 Veilers. This might become a Max C, I'm not sure. This helps in the Inzector matchup. You DD Crow and their Hornets gone, Veilers against Hornets and against windups. This also does stop the windup loop, contrary to belief. You see, when their hunter's in the graveyard and their rat targets their hunter, you just drop this, and then that's enough, right? They'll probably get a card off on you though if you have to use DD Crow to end the loop. And then the last 2 cards that I side, I don't side Cyber Dragons right now because I didn't have room. I like them because they punish rogue decks. But I also don't side Snowman Eater. I love Snowman Eater, but I couldn't fit him. This card is much more versatile and much more game, and is much better as an overall right now than Snowman Eater. Snowman Eater is great, don't get me wrong. He's a wonderful card, great against the mirror match, great against Dino Rabbits. But this card beats Dino Rabbits. It sucks against the mirror match. I would not side this in the mirror match. But it's a proactive and reactive draw to both Chaos Dragons and Dino Rabbits. That's why it's necessary. I can prevent them from special summoning, and I can destroy all their special summon dudes. Very important, very good. One of the best side deck cards in the game. And I can play it in my deck, so I will. Now, for some card changes from my deck profile video, I think I'm going to take my Mirror Force out in either 1 Bubble Man and 1 Bribe, or something along those lines. I haven't decided which one yet, but I'm going to put in 2 Dimensional Prison. Dimensional Prison is so good right now. I can't believe I didn't have it in there. Dimensional Prison beats Chaos Dragons. It helps it against the mirror match. It's good against Dino Rabbits to get rid of that Dolka. So Dimensional Prison is a necessary card. And a few, I'm not sure if it's next set or the set following, there will be a card coming out called Heroic Champion Excalibur. That card is broken. The card says he's a level 4 Exceed that says 2 warriors make him, and what you do is you can detach 2 materials to make him a 4,000 beater until the end of your opponent's turn. So yes, you will be a 4,000 beat stick that no one can get over for an entire turn, possibly dealing 4,000 damage, and then next turn being too big to get over. That's hard to deal with. I don't understand why you wouldn't play it. There's plays where I could have Excalibur, Blade Armor, and Shining. That's game. Just simply, there's nothing anyone could do about that. But literally, the card's so good. I'm going to put him in immediately. I won't need Gem Knight Pearl, who I've put in recently for the Gaia that I talked about in the last video. I think that Gem Knight Pearl does more for me than the second Gaia does, obviously. But yeah, can't wait till that card comes out. That's amazing. So let's talk a little bit about Escuredo and Super Poly. I'm going to be the first to tell you, as a hero player, I don't like the Escuredos being printed. I think it's going to destroy what heroes do. I think what people are going to do is going to think this is a Super Poly phenomenon, and it's really not that good. Super Poly is an amazing card, and it can come up in key situations to win you games, but you also have to realize that it could be a 3-for-1. 3-for-1s are not good. You're discarding a card, you're using 2 of your cards to get rid of 1 of their cards and getting a dude. It can win you a game, it's great. What I'm going to do is I'll probably main 1. I'll probably drop a Nova Master, put in Escuredo, and then I'll be working from there where I'll have 1 Super Poly main decked and maybe 1 side decked. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens with that. For next format, what I think is going to happen is I can see Future Fusion getting banned. Future Fusion makes too many plays. Escuredo, there's some OTK that could come out because of Future Fusion. And then you also have the 5-headed dragon, 5 foolish burial thing. I'm not going to make any predictions, but I can see Light Pulsar getting hit. I could see the wind-up loop getting touched a little bit. I don't see Dino Rabbits getting touched at all. It's not broken enough, if you know what I mean. Like, it's a great deck. It's consistent cards, but they're just not broken enough to get hit. But Light Pulsar, come on. He's a 2500 beat stick. He gets over everything in the format, and not only is he 2500, but he also has one of the most broken effects in the game. If he was a 2300 beater, I could see him staying around, but him as 25, I see him dropping to 1 or 2. Red Eyes Darkness Metal. A huge guy, getting a plus, that's just too much. I think he'll get hit to 2. I think it'll be a 2-2. Will Chaos Dragon still be great? Of course they will. Can I see BLS coming off the list? I could see it going to being forbidden again too, just because it's just another big, huge guy that Chaos Dragons can deal with. Am I going to say this prediction is true? No, but I don't see Chaos Dragons being as strong come next format as Dino Rabbits and Heroes. I think those are going to be the top 2 decks going into next format. I think they're going to be the big dogs, and I think that Heroes is going to be the superior deck because I feel like Heroes is superior to Dino Rabbit. I love Dino Rabbit, that's my second favorite deck to play. But I think that Heroes is superior to that deck, especially the Durain version. So that's what I think is going to happen next format come September. My list will probably look a little bit different when I go to YCS Seattle in November. I might go to other events before then. I'll definitely go to locals and stuff. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to a different YCS. But anyway, thanks for watching the video. Click the like button. If you haven't subscribed to me, you should.